This is a mess. Get them the hell out of here. NANI? Welcome to the channel, guys. If you didn't see our last video of the van, go check it out. But today we're gonna be working on a LS swapped Fox body Mustang. Pretty rare unit. Could win it. MotionAutoTv.com, become a VIP member, get 10 times entries, or if not, 1 times entries. But you can still get entered no matter what. Enter for a chance to win this unit or 10 other ones. I know you guys don't like it being in the giveaway channel, so what we're trying to do is clear out all the projects and start fresh. But in order to do that, we got to get rid of some projects, in which turn we're going to be doing a giveaway to get rid of some projects. So I apologize. What do I do?
Just
I don't know what to do with my hands.
So there's a 4.8 LS back there. You know, you guys probably can't see it. I can barely see it. So I gotta get that out. Over there on the floor. You wanna come check it out?
Yeah.
We have a tubular cross member for an LS for a Fox body.
Oh wow.
So we are going to plow that into the Fox body. We're gonna plow this 4.8 into the Fox body, and we have somewhere in this slew of junk is a 4L80E that we're gonna bolt to the motor and throw that in the Fox body too. So let's get started. Just want to show you guys a little bit of my playlist while I'm fixing. Oh, and I get a phone call right when I went, look, spam. You want to get a spam? All right. Hello? Hello? Go ahead. Anyways, great song. Great song.
Wow.
Yep. Steering rack out of a who knows what, not even Trevor. Yep. Oh, here we go again. Oh, I just hit Siri, I apologize. All right, buddy, this has to be a Eco Beast. A good thing that we have this here. At least it's on wheels, buddy. Nice rig, nice unit right there. 17 empty nitrous bottles, go ahead. Who knows what shit we're gonna find back here. You guys want a timing belt suitcase? Yep, go ahead. I'm glad we have that. Sun visor that somebody hasn't used since 1994. Go ahead. Oh, a dolly that the wheels don't work on. Go ahead. What is really going on? It's not dollying. Oh, it's because the oil pan of the motor is on the ground. Yeah.
Oh, that's probably.
So that's great. That's another positive thing to add to this. Look, buddy, we have our sunshade for our LS. Brand new.
There you go.
And now we got to find the transmission. And I honestly have not the slightest idea where it's at. One of those, go ahead. Glad we have that as well. Blown up 6.7, blown up 7.3. Great to keep around. Yep. All right, let's find this transmission, buddy. We didn't know where the transmission was, but you know, as luck would have it, just as we move everything this way to get the motor out, we got to move everything this way to get the transmission out. So we're gonna go ahead with that now, I guess. You know what you guys do with suitcases when you work at an automotive shop? This is what you do with them. Get them the hell out of here. Really glad it's here. But instead of doing anything with it, we'll just plow it back in its hole. Oh, yep, oh. I about caused a three motor pileup right there. Now, we get to hump all this back this way. Bell housing for God knows who or what, or any of that, yep. All right, well, let's do this. This, if you guys recall, that's for the Renly.
Yeah.
I'm glad it's here too. Do you like Wendy's?
Wendy's is good, yeah.
Wendy's.
Oh yeah, totally.
We should have had that on video. Or did you have that?
I had it on video.
Oh, great. I'm willing to bet probably all of these radiators, maybe minus this one, are crap. It's something we pull out of something that we replace, and then we just plow an OEM radiator out of a 1980s who knows what over here for whatever reason. But we have them, you know, in case we don't ever need them, because we're not going to. But hey, behind here, really nice 4L80E. So that's actually going to be great. I wish I would have known this was here when the Ranger build was going on, because I would have yanked this out and put a 4L60 back there, put a 4L80 in the Ranger. He never would have known the difference. Psst. Oh, buddy. 4L cigarette, look at that. Wow, great shape too. Oh, buddy. Wow, check this out. I'm really hoping that that's like some expanded foam that somebody plowed in there. So like stuff doesn't get in there, you know, assuming they didn't have a dipstick, obviously.
or it's plowed full of dirt from like a junkyard or something. I have no idea, but that's great. That's really good. When it comes time to need something, Trevor or me even, we know we have it, but we end up just ordering a new one because we can't find it. So that's our problem.
You got dirt?
Looks to be something similar to dirt, yeah.
So, this is a 2-wheel drive 4L80. It is a builder.
Yeah.
That is a builder 4L80E. I got it from the junkyard. Somebody, so this was out of a 2-wheel drive van, 06 van.
And you said, I need it. So I'm gonna sit here for the next hour, be pissed off, pull this out of the junkyard so I can plow it under a rack at the shop for 6 years.
It actually has been under there for 6 years, but it was already pulled and somebody just took the pan. Somebody took the engine, somebody took the pan, and they left the 2-wheel drive 4L80E, and I said, I'll have that.
Yeah, I'll go ahead. 75 bucks, right?
75 bucks.
Yeah, 75 bucks.
I mean, would you pay 75
Yeah.
bucks for a 2-wheel drive 4L80E with a missing
Absolutely.
pan and maybe a torque converter or not?
Yeah, and a dipstick full of poo.
Yeah, but it needs built. I was planning on making 1,000 horsepower with this thing.
Yeah.
So I was gonna build her.
With this motor and that trans.
It wasn't, no, I had a 6-liter. I had a Gen 4 6-liter. So did you miss me today?
Hey, come look at the R section.
Oh,
Nobody's
I actually was looking in it, and I was gonna say something. Not bad.
Yeah, no, I clean pretty.
It's definitely, so like that, you missed that.
No, we're out of script. Oh yeah, don't get that nice and clean, but don't worry about any of wrap is just peeling off that. But make sure you get the little bit of dirt off that.
Yeah.
This thing, just so you know, I hope you didn't need it. I launched this thing halfway across the shop, almost actually 3/4. You know, I said, you know what's great about working at
Pull that hose clamp out of there. That's a good hose. Look at that hose
I
clamp.
already pulled the timing belt out of here.
That's a good hose
Oh,
clamp.
how about this? What is this? A radio connector?
That's for a 1J.
Okay, we'll have that.
So,
what's this?
ooh, that might be, wow.
Is that one of them hair units?
If you guys didn't know, you could win the RSX, the 350Z, the Saab, the Mustang, the Eclipse, the Turbo Ranger, the C10. Charles wouldn't be able to win a lens cleaning contest. Look how dirty that thing is. Is that
You can't see anything.
Charles
What?
win it.
It's really funny that you say that because like on my Discord thing, it's a running joke that I have a dirty sensor.
That's great. Well, what are we gonna do now? That or that? This or that? Which one would you pick? That or that? We need to order some headlights, some taillights, some primer.
Oh yeah.
All right, we're gonna insert the drone clip at the end of this video of Randy chucking
Randy
rocks
is
at the
begging.
drone.
He was over here and he texted me for it last night, and then he asked me for it this morning before he got here. He wants that.
Like this video if you want to see Randy throwing rocks at the drone. As of right now, we're live on Instagram over there on the bench, which that has no relevance to you guys right now. But Sean, since he used to own this thing, he pulled the engine out of here a long time ago, but he left the freaking transmission, which made this thing a pain in the butt. I went and picked this thing up on my tow dolly. I had to tow it home reverse because the transmission was literally hanging in here. It wasn't even
still held
hooked
up by
up
a
to
ratchet
it.
strap.
I did that.
You
I
did
had to
that.
do that. When I picked it up, the transmission was literally dragging on the ground. It was his build. He was gonna put a Ford Taurus SHO, like the V6 Yamaha engine in it.
I thought that'd be tight.
I mean, that would have been tight, but then you sold it to me. So now this transmission's got to come out, and then we're going to replace this big, bulky kind of factory, I guess they're heavy, cross member with this tubular cross member that I bought from one of my buddies. Basically, I think this thing's pretty much new. It just sat in a car for a lot of years, and then I don't think it did anything. So it has LS motor mounts on it, ready to go. It has the tubular control arms. And so we're just going to drop this thing down, put that in, and then basically bolt an LS in. We'll probably like pressure wash it and clean it up and make it like nice and stuff. And then we might primer this thing, buy some headlights for it. And then I don't think we're gonna get it running and driving, but kind of the whole point of what we're doing here is I have too many cars and I have a lot of pieces and parts that are scattered all around that go to these cars. So we're just kind of putting them together as a package. If you win it in the VIP, there it is, it's ready to go. And then I basically get to pick like maybe 2 or 3 cars to keep that we're not going to sell, and the rest of the other ones will basically be ready to sell.
Well,
so
yeah, it's me or the cars.
you go with the cars? Yeah. That's gonna be, I don't know where I'm gonna park all them cars.
Yeah, no shit.
How you guys doing over here?
On Instagram Live right here.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Everyone say hi to YouTube.
How you doing, sir? Sorry, I have to go back to work. Appreciate it.
There's 45 people in here right now.
45. Yeah, it's freaking. You guys both goat. We both goat.
We both go.
Okay, so now that we have this transmission out of this Fox body, what we're gonna do with it is we're gonna go ahead, set it over there somewhere in the shop under a shelf, so it can sit there for
because you know, maybe
you never know when you need one.
I might need this in a couple years.
You never know. So
I might need it because this was a 4-cylinder car, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go plow this under somewhere, and it's just not be in the way at all, and it'll just sit there.
Or we could just plow it in the back of your truck and you think it's scrap.
Give it to Randy. I don't want it.
Yeah, call him over here. Tell him to just back his truck up over here today, and we'll load it full of stuff. I think that actually sounds like a great idea. Randy's happy, we're happy, he's getting plenty of scrap.
Randy bought me lunch today.
As long as he doesn't freaking throw rocks at my drone again. Stay tuned for the end of this video. It's gonna be a great clip of Randy chucking rocks at the GoPro.
Sean is strong, man.
Yep.
Jesus.
The issue, we just ran into a big issue. Sean, go ahead.
Yep. Basically what happened was I was getting ready to hump this thing out of here. I was looking at that thing. And I said, wow.
And you said, golly.
I said, golly. Yeah, it's not gonna work. We don't have coilovers, so.
So what if we use the stock lower control arm though? Like if we put the stock lower control arm, for now, technically we put the subframe in there and bolt the LS in it.
That does have some truth to it, as long as this.
I mean, it's better. They're better, dude. But maybe they make a difference.
Because look, I don't know. We need to measure. Let's get the measuring stick out.
Measure once, cut twice. I'd like that.
Me too. We're gonna eyeball some stuff right here, boys. So that boy is 2 7/8 wide. On the front, is that the front one?
That's
Yeah, that's the front. It might be okay.
When you look at that,
3 1/8.
I mean, cause that
Might be okay. So that's still kind of dumb.
we can bolt that EcoBoost in here.
Yeah.
I mean, EcoBoost would be kind of cool. Wish there was a standalone wiring harness for him.
You know what would be cool is to get rid of all this junk and start working on something tight.
Like, what? So here's one of the things. One of the cars I've always wanted to work on, has been done 1,000 times on YouTube, is an R35 GTR. I want to buy a wrecked one. Or I could do a thing where I buy an R35 GTR and it's not like any of the other ones because it's not wrecked. So I could, and then the title of the video would be like, you know what's better than buying a wrecked R34 GTR?
R34?
R35. R35 is one that's not wrecked, just buy one that's done. Buy one that's nice. Or with like a blown up engine or something.
That would do that. Then do body work.
What do we have parts to fix right now? There's two options. We got a Ford Explorer. You guys don't know anything about that. We have the Mercedes wagon, which I have a lot of OM606 turbo diesel parts, which would be a great swap. Personally, I'd be the most excited about that. We also have the C10 that needs an engine, but like it's, you know, so we got the C10, the diesel Mercedes, and the Explorer that like potentially we kind of have stuff for. The Z is pretty much ready to go rip this Sunday on a road course. So that's not really anything else we can do to that. But now we have all these cars over here and they're stuck. Look at that sunset though.
Let's build a Caprice. People like that.
You know what would be a cool picture is me riding a wheelie off into the sunset.
On that? You ain't gonna ride no wheelie. I don't have enough power.
I could do a little wheelie. This is a mess. We're in a predicament. It's getting hard to tell.
Tell you what, you sell your Jeep, you can drive this and you can make payments to me. Seriously, and then you can take the money from your Jeep.
Payments?
Yeah, payments.
Jeep's posted right
5 payments at $200. $1,000.
Nice wheelie, right? All right, boys. So, ran into that issue with the Fox body. I guess there's something wrong with Sean and he doesn't know how to work on stuff or complete a project.
Happens from time to time with me. So.
The Evo Wagon, we brought the Evo Wagon back into the shop. We took this thing to the dyno and it made, what was it, 450 horse and like 500 foot-pounds of torque, or maybe it was 550 foot-pounds of torque. It was a lot. I'll put a picture of the dyno graph right here. So this setup right now, it's a 2.3 stroker, 272 cams, fully pistons, rods, all that stuff.
Built by yours truly.
Yeah, that guy. With a like a stock Evo 9 turbo. So it literally makes like 30 pounds of boost at like, it's about 3,500 RPM, but like 30 pounds of boost at 3,500 RPM. It's like a rocket ship and then it goes Like,
it just runs out of volume.
yeah, like it's just a tiny little turbo, a big engine.
I drove it after when it was running, but I haven't driven it since it's been tuned. And
I gave him a ride in it after we got it basically right back off of the dyno, and then we decided to do the whole Ranger thing, and then everything just kind of turned into a mess, as you guys can probably tell. But now we're back here with the Evo Wagon, and Sean's gonna go drive it. We're gonna pull out the Draggy. We might go to Blurrytown. We're gonna use the van, get some shots of this thing, and yeah, it's gonna be cool.
Yeah, whoever built this thing did a
great job.
Yeah.
So it's just crazy because it looks like it's almost like a stock engine, but inside it's literally 2 3-stroker pistons, rods, oversized valves, big old billet camshafts, like all kinds of crazy stuff. 2200 cc Deechworks injectors. Oh, we also have a different fuel pump setup too.
240
to install in this unit. A brushless unit, because we're probably gonna need more fuel on account of that over there on the bench.
Yep.
But yeah, I guess initially we were gonna put a Garrett 3582 on here with a ram horn manifold, and the manifold that I had, there's
just no room. If you look, there's literally between the radiator and the block, there's just minimal room as far as turbo setups go. So we have something in store for that though.
We definitely have something in store. Well, do you want to go drive it?
Let's go rip it.
See how it is?
Yeah.
All right,
let's go ahead.
I really do forget how cool this car is. Oh, the twin disc sounds happy. Yeah. That's how you know it's serious. If it has that, if the clutch ever sounds like that, you better not mess with them, okay?
Sean, are you ready?
I'm ready, buddy.
I don't like that noise with the clutch, the throwout bearing or whatever that is.
Well, it's a twin disc.
Oh yeah.
So you'll get that.
Yeah.
All right, buddies, we are recording Sean's first drive in the 450 horse, 500 foot-pound of torque freaking unit. So if you go 100% throttle, it goes into like so it doesn't have a speed signal. So if you go 100% throttle, it thinks that it's that you want a 2-step.
Oh, because it doesn't have a speed.
It doesn't have a speed sensor, yeah. So the VSS isn't.
It's so smooth.
Isn't that crazy?
It feels great.
Like,
I wish you could go 100% throttle without having to deal with that. It just cuts ignition. Or it's trying to do the 2-step. Cuts ignition for 2-step, yeah. But yeah, this thing feels great.
yeah.
Man, I can't wait to see what it's like after.
Oh yeah.
Because this, like, I see it like picks up right away, but then it just like falls off. Yeah.
But it's so smooth the way it does it though.
Yeah. Because it's such a small turbo that it's weird. Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah, I think we need to service the throttle body. I think it has a little leak.
Why do you do that?
Well, when we're on the just the idle stuff, it doesn't idle.
Is there a idler control thing on it?
Yeah, there is, but like just the idle seems like it hunts quite a bit. So when we're on the dyno, they just told me, basically the throttle bodies, there's like some O-rings and some gaskets and stuff in there. Basically, it just needs to be completely taken apart and put like new O-rings and seals and little clips and stuff in it to make it so it's nice again.
Okay.
Yeah, I need to align it too, or the. I need to do that. It's weird how smooth it is.
It is. It's super smooth. So it doesn't have the speed sensor, so the
odometer, all that stuff doesn't work. Okay, we need to figure out if we can find.
So we need the harness.
Yeah, that harness.
Shouldn't we have it?
We should. I mean, that 6-speed had it, unless the 6-speed is different than the 5-speed. But even the 5-speed that was in that other car, it should have had it. So it's around the shop somewhere. We just got to find it.
Yeah, because we haven't got that. It might be buried behind all that dash and stuff, or in those boxes. But like the thing is there's no. It wasn't on the tranny, So then there's no reason we would have taken that
Well,
off.
we might have taken it off the training because we pressure washed it.
Should it be any?
Or it could be still on the harness. And I just flip around. Alright, so Sean, what do you think? This thing's great.
This thing is really great. It's just so smooth. You lose so much power because of there's no volume in the turbo.
Roll into it in like fourth. Let's see. Watch how the boost gauge actually goes down. Isn't that crazy that it pulls that hard and fit though?
Yeah, and I'm only probably doing 60 or 70% throttle because I don't know where 100's at, because at 100 is when it cuts for 2 steps. So it's just so smooth.
But the torque is what's pretty crazy.
Yeah, you get moving fast, but we run out of like the power band is low on.
So you basically almost have to like short shift it kinda. That's why it almost feels faster in fifth than it does in like fourth, because you
such long.
You know, you could just stay in it and give her the old rev out, which is pretty nice. That's why I'm really excited for that other turbo upgrade.
Me too.
We're gonna run back to the shop. We're gonna grab the van. We're gonna get some rollers, get some draggy pulls. It's kind of weird that we finished it like 3 or 4 months ago and like
never done anything with
we haven't. Yeah, it's just weird. It rubs on the fenders when you hit bumps. Just little things like that I want to change.
That's great.
But once I do that, then this thing's getting ready to be daily service.
NANI?
What's up? Guys, this is how I get rollers.
So we just did some rollers. Shout out to the man van and Charles behind the camera over here for doing those little shots. Like I feel like I kind of bought the van a little bit for Charles, so that way when he comes down, we could use it.
That's your justification.
That's how I justify it. So we're doing great in that department. So I just did some draggy runs. This thing looks great going down the road. I'm sure you guys could probably agree. And like, I'm glad that we built this thing. I don't know why it's been sitting. I don't know why I do this sometimes, but. So with those draggy passes, we did a 15.7 second 60 to 130.
So there's a small issue though. It's slow, but there's also, you can't go wide open throttle in this thing because there's no VSS, so it doesn't know. It thinks that you're sitting there, and when you give it 100% throttle, it thinks you're trying to two-step.
It thinks we're at 0 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And I thought we had the transmission harness for the mile an hour, and we didn't. So I had Steve enable the launch control because he disabled it on the dyno, so that way he could do full throttle dyno pulls. So we can't do 100% throttle, but it's a turbo car, so if you do 70% throttle, like it should be okay. But I think it does kind of have like a cutoff at like 80% or whatever is like where it does that. 60 to 130, it did 15.7 seconds. pretty slow. The 700 horsepower Evo that we gave away at the beginning of this year when we were building the wagon, that one did a 9.6, but it was like cutting out and I short shifted it. I like missed a gear type thing, did a 9.6 second. My Civic does a 4.3 second.
That's
60
moving.
to 60
That's
to 1/3 of that.
moving, dude.
That's Lambo killing territory right there, which, as you guys know, frick Lambo killer, how you doing? So one of the big things holding us back with this is obviously it's a big engine, 2.3 stroker, big cams, big injectors, E85, all kinds of stuff. And it's on a bone stock Evo 9 turbo journal bearing at 30 pounds. This thing's probably just a freaking hair dryer at that point, pushing 30 pounds into that motor. So anyhow, that leads us to our next, I guess, stage of this build, which is this bad boy right here. So as you guys know, I've been working with Garrett for the past couple years. This is their new G series line. They've had these things out for about 2 years now. This is a G30-700 turbo that is actually reverse rotation. And why it is reverse rotation, I mentioned previously in this video that ram horn with the normal 3582 was just pushing it out way too far into the radiator. And since this is gonna be a street car, I wanted to have full-size radiator. We wanna go to the track, we wanna do a bunch of stuff like that. That's where this beautiful Artec turbo manifold comes into play. So if you guys have been watching Adam LZ's videos, Artec is a company out of New Zealand, and they basically stainless steel cast a tubular manifold. They basically design it all in a like a CAD file, and they 3D print this. They like injection stainless cast mold this thing, so like the inside of this thing is beautiful. There's no crazy runner stuff. There's nothing. And they actually, this was one of their first prototypes, so they actually polished this one, but they do come out a little bit different finish out of the thing, but I think it looks awesome. And the cool thing is, now that this thing is a G30-700 reverse rotation, it puts it really close up to the engine block. So as you could tell now, we're gonna have probably more room in there now than it actually does with the stock turbo, because it basically hugs underneath.
Kind of worried about
well, it's pretty much exactly how the stock manifold is. It goes up underneath there, and again, reverse rotation. We'll just have to play with some other stuff like that. I think, yeah, we might have to play with some stuff with the wastegate, but with this whole design, Ben, the guy who owns the company, he actually sent me a couple pictures of this turbo installed, and they have a full 3.5-inch downpipe coming off of this turbo, which is crazy because we couldn't even get like a 3-inch with that other manifold. Maybe we'll show you that other manifold here in a little bit, but have it turbo smart. Hypergate 45 mil goes right on here. And the cool thing about this with the flange right here, this little V-band flange, obviously you don't have to worry about any gaskets or anything, but machined into it is actually these little rings. This is a Garrett style housing. There's these 2 other rings that are included with it. So it's kind of like a fire ring. And so what this actually does is it slips right in here, and it helps center the turbo, and also, you know, act as like another little gasket. But the cool thing is, if you wanted to switch to like a tile housing or like a precision housing or something like that, these other ones basically go right in this manifold and kind of adapt it so that way you could run different turbos and stuff like that. So a really cool option. This is another example of a piece that they make. This is actually a outlet for like a stock turbo. So like, let's say on the giveaway Evo, it had a FP0 turbo, which is like a 800 plus horsepower capable turbo, but this is a full 3.5-inch downpipe, and you could see how tight that radius and everything is. The other cool thing about the manifolds and their design of everything is meant to use OEM hardware. Like on 2Js, when you get those cheap cast manifolds, like I have on the Mustang or on some of the other Supras and stuff that we've done, as you're putting the manifold on, you have to hold it away from the thing and then like put the nuts on it like as it's out here, and then screw them in as the manifold is going in, because you can't get like a nut or like a wrench or anything on it. So it's almost like if Mitsubishi was gonna put, or Toyota was gonna put a Garrett turbo on there from the factory, how they would build like an OEM style cast stainless manifold, which is really sweet. So really stoked to be working with Artec, and also Drift HQ is the North American distributor of them right now. So if you guys are interested in some Evo manifolds, some 2J manifolds, they're actually working on some stuff for the Vortec 4200. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that because we got a little test manifold over there and it looks really cool. They have Barra, a bunch of stuff for the Barras. They have SR20 manifolds, bunch of really cool stuff. I know that this is gonna take some time. We might have to get some different flanges and stuff for the downpipe. We might have to order some tubing to make some exhaust. We're gonna have to play with the intercooler piping and the blow-off valve and all that stuff. So that is going to be the next video. So if you guys are interested in that video and you guys aren't subscribed, consider hitting that subscribe button with the notification bell, maybe the little menu, and hit all. But I'm stoked to be working on this thing. We got some other projects and stuff going on in the background. If you're not entered, if you're not a VIP yet, don't be sleeping. The giveaway, for the VIP giveaway for the your chance of 1 in 10 cars ends at the end of this month, which is December. Appreciate you guys watching, and I think we'll see you later.